What is up, cheeseheads? Welcome back to another episode of BAM GPG. So, Bryson, we have our final injury report in for the week. Kind of the Friday report for the Green Bay Packers before they head to Dallas for that matchup on Sunday Night Football. So, as we mentioned, the final report was released today, and on it, of course, you have right tackle Zach Tom. He's going to be out for this game, dealing with that oblique injury still. His backup, immediate backup, Anthony Belton, that second-round draft pick, he is also going to be out for this game with an ankle injury. So we will be without our starting right tackle and who has been our backup right tackle going into this game. And left guard Aaron Banks, he is listed as doubtful for this game. He's still dealing with that growing issue that really he's dealt with for pretty much the first 3 weeks of the season here. And safety, Javon Bullard, he's questionable with a concussion this game. So we'll see. We'll keep you updated on him.
Get in.
Yeah, so with these absences, Bryson, the Packers are likely going to slide in along the offensive front. Rasheed Walker, Jordan Morgan, Elton Jenkins, Sean Ryan, and Darian Kennard on the offensive front for the linemen there. So it could get interesting on Sunday, especially at right tackle there. Again, just a quick recap. Ruled out, it's going to be Zach Tom, Anthony Belton. Doubtful is going to be guard Aaron Banks. Again, he did not practice today, so it is kind of trending in the direction where we probably won't see him play on Sunday. And then our questionables, again, are going to be safety Javon Bullard dealing with a concussion. We know about the IR already with Jayden Reed and Christian Watson. But the offensive line, again, is going to be a huge question mark for Green Bay. You're going to see Rasheed Walker, Jordan Morgan, Elton Jenkins, Sean Ryan, and Darian Kennard. So I would expect the Packers to likely elevate some of these backups. You could see some guys being pulled up from the practice squad for this game, given the amount of injuries we've seen along the offensive front. And losing both a starter and your immediate right tackle at one position, it's going to be tough, right? It's and your possible left guard Banks, right? Doesn't look, he's kind of trending in the direction where he's not going to play. That means Green Bay again is really going to be playing with a makeshift depth up front on that offensive line once again. So this is going to affect the Packers in a number of ways, right? Number one, that running game. We've struggled with run blocking all season, so I don't expect Josh Jacobs.
We haven't got a whole lot of yards for running yet.
No, it's been tough going for the run game. Anything Josh Jacobs has gotten this year, it's been self-made from him. It's been the plays he's making. He hasn't had stellar blocking in any of the matchups we've had this week or this year rather. So I would expect another slow go of it there in Dallas. I do know they do have kind of a porous run defense. But given what we're dealing with on the offensive line, I think we're probably going to have to put the ball in Jordan Love's hands for this game to win. Now, if Bullard is out and he's unable to play with that concussion,
I think he'll be in.
I would like him to be in, but in the chance that he's not, I would watch for Nate Hobbs to kind of fill some of those slot rotations. Now, that's going to be a schematic change for the Packers and the secondary, so you could see some single high looks and different matchups on that defensive backfield on Sunday for Green Bay. Now, some players to watch here are going to be the backups, Donovan Jennings and offensive lineman Brant Banks. Darian Kennard's going to be sliding to right tackle for this game, so the way it's looking. And any in-game roster moves, again, you could see Green Bay calling up somebody from the practice squad to fill some of these open lineman spots that we see that we have right now. We got a lot of holes on that offensive front for Green Bay. So it could be interesting on Sunday. We're going to be a little banged up on the offensive line once again. It's not ideal.
I think the offensive line, this offseason, we need to get it fixed.
I agree. You need to add depth. We've preached this all offseason, Bryson. We said, the offensive line, that's one position group where you're going to see nicks and bangs throughout the season. You're going to have guys shuffling in and out. And we talked about Jordan Morgan being one of them, getting that experience at tackle, getting that experience at guard, not necessarily at center. But it's important to have this depth at offensive line and then have experience with sliding guys around who can play more than just one position, right? You want to have a guy that could potentially play tackle, potentially play guard. And you see that with players like Jordan Morgan, right? So
Yeah.
it's important to have that depth on the roster on the offensive line because you're going to have more nicks and bangs throughout the season. And you're going to want to give guys, you saw they rushed Zach Tom back a little bit early last week with that oblique injury. So you want to be able to not have to do that in this league, right? So again, depth is crucial at that. Maybe Green Bay goes out and adds some more depth before the trade deadline this year. We'll see on that offensive line. When they are healthy, when you do have Zach Tom there at right tackle, I feel very, very confident about Green Bay's offensive line. Again,
Yeah, I don't know why he is hurt.
it's that oblique injury. Those
Yeah,
are tricky
but
ones. Yeah. So depending on the severity of it, it takes several weeks to heal, potentially longer if it is more of a severe one. So thankfully, Green Bay is heading into a bye week after this week to kind of get right, get healthy. We could see Christian Watson in a limited role week 6, at least returning to the practice field in more of a limited participation type of role after
yeah,
the bye
if
week.
that
So
happens, that'd be amazing if Christian Watson returns.
I'm super excited for that. Again, very, very confident in our wide receiver core, even with the absence of Jayden Reed. But if we're able to start getting some of these pieces back, get healthy, especially as you trend into the later part of the year.
We need
uh,
Matthew Gordon to step up too.
I agree. Matthew Golden, it's time for him to step up. And he's had several potentials throughout the first few weeks of the season where, it could have been a breakout game for him. He just didn't quite put it all together. And some of that, was the quarterback's fault, right? You did see some overthrows, you saw some underthrows,
Yeah.
but I think his time's coming. I think Matthew Golden, hold your breath. I think he is about to break out here soon.
Yeah.
And again, Green Bay's going to need it, especially with that offensive line. You're going to need a quick guy that's shifty, one of those slot receiver type of guys in the absence of Jayden Reed. So I do like him to kind of step up starting this weekend in Dallas. But Bryson, we will be back tomorrow with any final news on any roster moves, any more key injuries, whether or not some of these offensive linemen are ready to go, ready not to go. We do know for sure who is going to be out. Right tackles not looking great with Zach Tom and Anthony Belton out. So we'll keep you updated as we hear more, but still like our chances on Sunday. And as always, Bryson,
It's go Pat go.